Will the Bengals pick up their first win of the 2022 season? Hi again, everyone, and welcome in to MetLife Stadium. I'm James Rapien of allbengals.com in Cincinnati Bengals talk. And yes, the Bengals still searching for their first win of 2022 following back-to-back field goal losses that went down to the wire. Will they get it done today? Will they win maybe ahead of the last second, which seems like every single game, and in fact the last 7 games that the Bengals have played outside of that Week 18 matchup against the Browns has been exactly that, field goal games or games that have come down to the wire. And so it's one of those things where some have went their way, some haven't. And so now today, what do they face? They face a must win. That's right. And I've heard some say, there's no such thing as must-wins in Week 3. That you could do this and that, and there's 7 teams that get into the playoffs. And you can't start 0-3 and realistically expect to make a playoff run, realistically expect to be AFC champions again and defend that crown and make it even farther and actually finish the job this year, which that's what this year was about. So when you look at expectations, where they are, where they've played, obviously the Bengals through 2 weeks, and it is just 2 weeks, haven't lived up to them. We'll see if they can live up to them today. To me, the first thing they have to do, get off to a better start. You haven't scored a first-half touchdown yet. That has to change. In fact, score on your first possession. Get out to somewhat of a lead, because you better believe that the people here in New Jersey are going to be hyped. All these stands right now, they're going to be full in a few hours. And just driving up here, being dropped off, rather, I did not drive here. And no, it was ride-sharing. I do not have a driver. Gotcha, YouTube. The fact is, this city, they're hyped following what was a wild comeback against Cleveland last week. And so not only do they have a win, but they believe in Joe Flacco right now. He's obviously playing well. Zach Wilson getting healthy, expected to come back and play next week. This Jets team, they look at this as, man, we get the Bengals right where we want them. And one thing that I believe it was Rich Cimini said to Dan Horde earlier this week on one of Horde's various radio shows, that the Jets were licking their chops, specifically the defensive line, because they haven't gotten a lot of pressure this year, licking their chops about the fact that they get to play this Bengals offensive line. Obviously, La'el Collins has been in the news all week long with that back issue. I expect him to play today. We'll have an actives at 11:30, so we'll know for sure. But I expect him to play. I don't expect Germaine Pratt to play. But ultimately, will this offensive line be able to hold up? Will Joe Burrow play better? Will they get off to a faster start? If they get off to a faster start, it changes everything. And, yeah, this offense is an offense that can come back. We've seen it time and time and time again, even when it's ugly as it's been. They've found ways to come back the past 2 weeks. What if you don't play comeback? What if you don't have to play catch-up? What if you can play with the lead? What if you can do that and not have the pressure, especially on the road? That's the thing. Looking back last week at Jerry World at AT&T Stadium, it felt like, oh my God, it's 14-0 or 14-3 rather. It's like, man. So the defense has to start off quick. Get a 3 and out. Get the ball to the offense, assuming the Jets have the ball first. Get the ball to the offense, Burrow and company, go straight down the field. The first 15 plays, and this was a topic last year, the first 15 plays, the Bengals kind of struggled. And then they would adjust, and that's when they started to score. And they just haven't had those explosive plays. They haven't had those long plays, the Jamar Chase that we've seen. And so do they get that? Do they see a lot of Tampa 2 again? That was there was a lot of discussion about that this week. I know this, and I talked to players in the locker room throughout the week. They're ready for the Jets to play some Tampa 2 today and some cover 2 and some different things, even though the Jets play it under Robert Saleh like 16% of the time. So Robert Saleh, I always get that wrong. Saleh is not known for running that cover 2, but he might do it today just because the Bengals haven't shown they can beat it. So, and the Bengals are anticipating that. So it's going to be quite interesting to see that balance between the two. The Jets doing what they do versus the Bengals' weakness and what's really hurt them the first 2 weeks. Will that hurt them this week today against the New York Jets? It's a huge game. Like I said, it's a must-win. Make sure you check out my prediction. Posted it on Friday. We're going to have post-game coverage You always hear from Joe Burrow, always hear from Zach Taylor. Hopefully going to get, the Jamar Chases of the world if he has a big day. In other player reaction after the game right here at MetLife Stadium. Win, lose, draw, like I say all the time. We have you covered right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. And I think if the Bengals get off to a fast start, I think if the offensive line plays even remotely close to what they could play, living up to their potential. And that doesn't mean I never thought they were going to be a top 10 offensive line, but I thought they should be 15th, 17th, and they certainly haven't been that. If Burrow plays anywhere close to where we think he can. And then on defense, and I haven't gotten to this yet, but Trey Hendrickson, you need a sack today. Maybe 2 sacks today. You need to force some turnovers as a defense, because 1 turnover in 2 games, 2 sacks in 2 games, can't happen, especially against a beat-up New York Jets offensive line that dealing with multiple starters out. So we're going to see how the Bengals do. Like I said, I think it's fair to call this a must-win, and if they could get to 1-2, catch their breath, and start to look to Thursday against Miami, that'd be a huge boost to the Bengals. It would give them hope. It would give you hope. It would give me hope. It would give everybody hope that things are going to be just fine at Paycor Stadium and with the Bengals in the 2022 season. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, check out allbengals.com. Throughout the day, I'll have plenty of articles up there. We'll see you post-game with a post-game recap video and plenty of player and coach reaction. For Andrew Fox-Miller, our channel coordinator, I'm James Rapien signing off for now right here at MetLife Stadium on Cincinnati Bengals Talk.